Finally, today, the pesky nuisance of summer that you absolutely do not want to get in your shoes and socks. Of course, we're talking about the sandbur. Today, we have some control options with Dr. Alex Rocateli.
As everybody knows, sandburs is one of the worst weeds that we have during the summer in pastures. And believe it or not, but now is the time to start to think on managing and controlling sandburs. First, sandburs are kind of weed that thrives in low fertile soils and also during drought. And they start to grow, I would say, end of May. And for they start to rev the burrs is gonna take to 7 to 13 weeks depending on the weather. And the first sandburs that emerges in early summer is the ones that's gonna produce the most of the seeds that can stay for 5 to 8 years in the soil. Therefore, it's very important to control sandburs early in the season. Of course, late in the season is good to control, but to really keep the population down to the next years, it's better to control the earliest as possible. Sandburs is a multi-year and multifaceted control management for we really decrease our sandbur population in a field. And we need to use different strategies. I would say first, fertilization is the first strategy. Like if you keep your pastures with a good amount of nutrients and in the right pH for your target forage, they will outcompete sandburs. Grazing also a management that we can use to control sandbur. If you have a pasture that has a good amount of sandbur, you can graze it. The immature sandbur plants that's still on the vegetative stage, they are palatable, the animals will eat it, and there is no problem on the consumption of those plants. Just when they start to become mature, they become an issue. But some producers may think, well, let me so overgraze a pasture that I have lots of sandburs, so the sandburs will be eradicated. Well, don't fall on that. Actually, heavy grazing on an area with sandbur will make that the cattle first graze the good ones and after go to the sandbur. And so it can even help the sandburs to grow. So you can graze it to control sandbur, but keep a proper stocking rate. There are herbicides that can be used to control sandbur. You can use by late April or even a little earlier some pre-emergent herbicides such as pendimethalin, as sold as Prowl H2O, that can really control the emergence of some sandburs, but that is just labeled for Bermuda grass. Now, after emergency, you can use some selective herbicides because sandbur will be growing with Bermuda grass or other native forages that you might have. So you can use nickel or methylsulfuron, sold as Pastora, or you can use also Imazapic, sold as Plateau and Patternamic. So make sure that you are using those herbicides according to the label. Some of them are just for Bermuda grass use, some of them can be used on rangeland, and respect all of the grazing and haying restrictions on those herbicides.